Yo, this one kind of touched close to home because I got my son out there, and we talking about the Karmelo case. But before I really get into it, I'm gonna put y'all on it. I'm gonna let the OGs talk, and then I'm gonna tell you from a Nork standpoint what I feel about this Karmelo case. Roll the footage.
Breaking news out of Texas and the murder trial of a Texas teen. 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murder in the death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. Metcalf was fatally stabbed at a high school track meet, as you may recall, last year. NBC's Ryan Chandler is outside the courthouse in McKinney, Texas. We're also joined by NBC News legal analyst Misty Maris. Ryan, I'll go to you. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours. Walk us through this verdict. What was the reaction inside and outside the courtroom?
Well, I'll tell you, as soon as news of the guilty verdict reached the crowd that has been growing here since Thursday, tensions boiled over. We heard visceral tears and angry confrontations break out in this crowd. The police presence seeming to triple here as they try to keep the peace. Since Thursday, there have been supporters of both the Metcalf and the Anthony families here. Now the Anthony family is protesting, as they have since the beginning, raising concerns for a fair trial, but certainly a lot of bitter comfort for the Metcalf family. Our eyes inside the courtroom said that there were tears bursting out as soon as the verdict was read out from both sides. No reaction visible from Karmelo Anthony as he embraced his lawyer. We are now still awaiting some major news from inside the courtroom as well. They will now move on to the sentencing phase. Anthony found guilty of first-degree murder, but not capital murder. So he is not eligible for life without parole. His maximum sentence, 99 years, potentially.
Misty, let me turn to you. 4 days of testimony, less than 3 hours of deliberations. Are you at all surprised at how quickly this all happened?
I was, Kate, because this is a complicated case. Even though you had, 4 days of testimony, you had a lot of witnesses, you had a video, but the video wasn't necessarily dispositive, could not see it. So the jury had a lot to go through. You also had murder for them to determine whether or not there was a conviction on murder, which there was, manslaughter and the self-defense element of it. So this was a very, very quick verdict.
Karmelo Anthony did not testify in his own defense. What kind of an impact do you think that might have had on this jury?
Well, we can see from the jury's determination of a guilty verdict on murder that they dismissed the self-defense as an argument, that they did not find that he acted in self-defense.
Which is what his lawyers were.
Which is what his lawyers were looking for. And self-defense requires somebody to concede that they committed the act, but with legal justification. And that standard is that the individual, in this case Karmelo Anthony, perceived a risk that was deadly and that perception was reasonable. So that's the legal standard. It's tremendously difficult in a self-defense case when you don't hear from the defendant on what they were experiencing that day.
Ryan, back to you just quickly. Do we have any idea whether an appeal will be coming?
It's a good question, Kate. I think that will depend on how the jury chooses to punish him. We have no indication of that yet.
Ryan Chandler, Misty Maris, thanks to you both.
They found guilty of manslaughter. They found guilty of
Y'all are trash! Y'all are trash! Y'all are trash!
Get her.
Come on, you know what they're doing is wrong.
Come on.
You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong. You know that shit wrong. You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. That's why they not do that.
They know it's wrong. They know it's wrong, sister. It's okay.
You know that's wrong.
Because the same way I've been seeing our police officers, but as soon as you get it,
I believe it's guilty of manslaughter.
That's Curtis, 2 to 10.
Yeah, but they can appeal this.
What happened? If they come and get manslaughter, he'll do 2 to 10. They'll probably give him what?
Black women's emotion.
7 to 8.
That shit is
Maybe
dumb.
like 3 or 4.
Y'all know it's dumb. Behavior. But look at y'all, show of force, bro. Let us think of our people. Let us think of our people.
The news people know something and they run. The news people know something.
I think you're wrong about your assessment of what you thought you heard. I guarantee you, Donald Trump did not say he was going to go after black people.
We don't have no more economic help.
Okay, you still a fan. You still
If I send my son to a track meet on a Saturday morning here in Texas, I don't expect him to come home in a body bag. On the flip side, if I send my son to a track meet, I don't expect to get a call from the jail a couple hours after he leave home telling me he done caught a murder charge. So we have to all agree that this is extraordinary. And I don't mean that in a good sense. I mean, this is unheard of. This is not normal. You see, and now we have to sit back and try to figure out, well, what happened? Okay, and when I go back to the facts of the case, Austin didn't have a gun. Austin didn't have a knife. Karmelo wasn't being stomped out. He wasn't being beaten unconscious. Okay, this was a teenage confrontation under a tent. This is a schoolyard fight and somebody popped up dead. You see, and see, I'm from a different generation, man. You run up on me, you gonna put hands on me, I'm gonna put hands on you. But I know well enough to know that even in some of the worst situations I've been in growing up in LA, man, if I'm in a circle, I'm in a circle. I'm gonna get my respect. Now, of course, you know, I'm a grown man now and I have responsibilities, but I'm not gonna pull out a blade or a pistol just because I'm getting whooped on or because I'm scared. I'm gonna come from the shoulders. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to protect myself and I'm gonna get my respect. And God willing, you know, I'm gonna make them realize don't ever mess with that dude again. But under no circumstances am I gonna pull out a knife and stab somebody, man. And see, here's the problem.
What's up, Karmelo? You're probably gonna be going to prison, man. The sentencing ain't here yet, but if I were to guess, you know, if I'm in the holding tank talking over Karmelo, right, damn, man, you might get smoked today, bro. You know, you could get a 20 clip. Okay? The key here is, Karmelo, to hope for the best, but expect the worst, all right, man? I know I haven't known you for too long, but for a few hours, but 20 years ain't the end of the road. It's not. Am I looking the right way? 20 years is not the end of the road. Oh, that would have been bad if the picture was over here. That would have been real bad. But look, my prediction, I don't think he's going to get 20 clip. Actually, he could get a 20 clip right there. That's my prediction, 20 years. Some say it's too kind, but no criminal record. You know, he might have been trying to take a different, and keep in mind, like I said, I had a tooth removed today. And this little flipper thing, I'm getting used to it right now with y'all. But let me read some details. It says, a Collin County jury found Karmelo Anthony guilty of first-degree murder for the fatal stabbing of a 17-year-old student athlete, Austin Metcalf. Pretty crazy, too. Happened, like, right there in the track area, man. It's wild. You know, for something like that to happen at a school, tragedy. But the conviction stems from an April 2nd, 2025 incident during a district-wide high school track meet in Frisco, Texas, according to eyewitness testimony and police reports. The dispute was Anthony, a student at a rival high school, sat under a team tent belonging to Metcalf's school during a rainy morning. Things escalated, and y'all already know the rest of the details, but why the jury rejected self-defense. Anthony's defense attorneys argued that he acted out of a split second of fear.
Yeah, I gotta keep it real with this one. I ain't got no microphone in my mouth for nothing. Yo, man. Karmelo Anthony, he messed up, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Old boy, he pushed him. All he did was just push him. You know, rest in peace. And if the folks happen to see this, you know, his parents or whatever, but your son, He was wilding. You know what I mean? All old boy did was push him, whatever. It could have been racist and all that. But if somebody pushed me, I'm like, what's up, man? Get the fuck, what's up, nigga? I'm coming from the shoulders. I ain't gonna grab no knife. I ain't gonna be, you know what? I need my knife today. I don't need my knife in no neck. I need my knife for my gorillas and when I'm in the streets with my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Cause them niggas, they don't play fair. Niggas don't play fair. That Caucasian man, he just wanted to fight. He just coming from the shoulders. They jumped him though. But even if I'm getting jumped, like we used to getting jumped, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go to jail, the first thing is that you gotta come from the shoulders. We gotta see where you at. And about 3 niggas jump you in. As soon as you come in, you be like, oh, okay, my paperwork good. What up, nigga? What's up? Well, you still gotta come from the shoulders. We gotta see, you know what I mean? Cause you fight. The boy ain't fight, man. He ain't fight. He just went for the knife. That's kind of cowardice. But at the same time, it take a lot to stab a nigga. Like, oh, pardon me. I don't mean to say nigga. It take a lot to stab somebody. So he probably get in where he fit in. If he got to go to jail, at least we know he used that knife. No, I'm sorry, yo. But at least we know that nigga, he quick with the blade, but he ain't had to stab that boy. That's kind of weak. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. He should have fought him. And even if he couldn't beat him, he should have tried, at least when you fight, you know what I'm saying? What's up, nigga? You get beat up. Or if you win, you might win. You might. Because all you got to do is hit somebody in the temple. Like, if you hit somebody in the temple or the jaw, those are knockout points. You know what I mean? He should have hit if he would hit him in the temple or the jaw, he could have knocked him out. You see what I'm saying? He ain't know that. His pops ain't teach him that. But like a temple shot or a jaw shot will get you clean, smooth out of there. He should have, you know what I mean? As soon as he pushed him, he should have looked at that chin, young. But he didn't do that. He went for the blade. That nigga, he came out with the steel. Like, you know what? He told him that he warned him. And at the same time, he warned the old boy. He said, don't put your hands on me, man. Hey, yo, look. And that's real, too. Like, you can't expect somebody to react the way, when you do something, the way I react, I might be crazy. Like, he could have bit him. He'd be like, oh, this nigga biting. But like, you can't tell me how to react. The man did warn him. You know what I mean? Karmelo said, don't put your hands on me, man. Don't put your hands on me. He said, don't put your hands on me, man. Don't just keep your hands off me. But he got what he got. I bet you when he woke up that morning, he didn't think that was going to happen. The other person, you know what I mean? But like, you can't be putting your hands on people because you don't know where they head at. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to old boy Karmelo Anthony. But 35 years, that's kind of harsh, man. That's harsh. 35. But you know what? I don't think it might not really be harsh because that old boy ain't coming back. He in the box. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's all fair. Cause he should have fought that boy. You don't stabbing nobody for putting, a push. I like that. Oh, we getting physical? What's up? What we doing? Move time, man. Yo, I can't even say free Karmelo Anthony, man, because of that wouldn't be real. But like, oh boy, you ain't had to stab that boy. I'm out, man. One.